I'm gonna wait for some people to get in here real quick. So right now there are 0. I have 1. Hello, 1 person. Please say hello. So I know that you actually exist. I don't know. I guess it's weird to stream to only 1 person. We'll see if anybody comes in. I'm gonna give it like a minute, and then if it's still only 1 person, I'm just gonna talk to 1. Ah, there's 2. Hello. Somebody talk to me. Yay, Chelsea. Hey, what's up? Thank you. Thank you guys for coming and chatting. I really missed you guys, honestly. Good afternoon. How are you doing today? You can stay for a few. Awesome. Thanks for stopping by, Spoopy D. So yeah, it's been a very, very long time since I've streamed or really done anything with social media. I know everyone tells me I need to stream more. It's been really hard for me, honestly. Like, nope, that's not what I meant to do. Hey everybody, thank you for coming. If you want to support this channel, even though I don't stream very much, please like the stream and stick around. If you can't, you can always watch it again later. So I've been really, really struggling with my mental health lately. I'm just gonna be like upfront and honest about it. It's been really, really hard for me. I feel like I've been kind of hiding from the internet. I know that it's probably not the best thing to do when you're in this state. I've been away for months, I know. I still don't really feel like not depressed. Like I'm still pretty fucked up, honestly. But I don't know. Something in me today was like, you know what? You're gonna get dressed cute and do your makeup and go stream. So that's what I'm doing. This feeling doesn't happen very often. Like I've been super antisocial, like closing off from everybody, just like crying all the time. I don't know if you guys really want to hear about mental health problems, but if you do, I'm here for it. And I want to talk about it because I know a lot of people probably feel like me and they want to like hide and they feel like shame when they're depressed or anxious or whatever. Is it largely chemical or is it something in your life? I believe it's just chemical. I've been depressed my whole life, really, as far as I can remember. I mean, I was like hurting myself in elementary school before I even like understood like anything what I was doing, you know what I mean? So it's in there, like it's inside of me. I don't know why. I know both my parents struggle with it as well. My upbringing wasn't that good, so it might have something to do with that. I don't know. I don't really know the reasons why. And honestly, it kind of annoys me like how many therapists, how many psychologists I've been to who just want you to like rehash your entire past and dredge up like all these terrible memories to try to figure out like why you're the way you are. For me, I would rather focus on how to cope with it and how to live my life with mental illness rather than figuring out where it came from, because you never know, because it's nature versus nurture, right? But yeah, like obviously when your life has been like when you're in life-threatening situations, you're probably going to have PTSD. I have that. When you grow up in like a tumultuous, abusive household, you're going to be fucked up. You know, like I don't know, like I had one good therapist in my entire life, and I've seen so many and been on so many different medications. And my one good therapist was that she helped me figure out how to cope with my life. She introduced me to meditation. I mean, I already kind of did it because I was already doing yoga, but not in the same way. Yes, I am on medication. I'm pretty good about taking it too. I just think it's either not the right medication or it's not strong enough. I'm not sure. I've been on a plethora of so many different pills though, like mostly for depression, some for anxiety. But I do feel like my anxiety and my inability to pay attention to things has gotten worse with age, whereas my depression has been more of like a constant. It's like a cyclical constant, if that makes sense. Like I'll go through a few months where I'm like really confident and happy, and then I am like in like a 6-8 month, maybe year battle of just like really bad depression. Like just talking about it, I can feel my eyes like welling up, you know? It's really hard to talk about, but I feel like it might make me feel better to talk to you guys about it, or maybe somebody else. So I'm gonna read some of your questions. Same boat, that's why I can't say going to see a psychiatrist. Good. Oh, that's great. I really need that. I live in the state with literally the worst healthcare in the entire country, and it's been really hard to find a psychologist. I don't know why. I mean, I guess that's why, because it's like the worst healthcare system, but also I don't have much trust in the healthcare professionals here because of how like poorly they're rated overall. But I've been to psychologists and therapists all over the country. And yeah, I'm still like this, and I'm 28, so let's see. I don't mind, I relate. I need to hear someone ramble about something while I'm playing mobile games, and I'm sick of Vosh's voice. Yeah, I too am a little addicted to mobile games right now. I found this thing where it's like a rewarded play is what it's called. It's an app, and if you download mobile games through that and play them through that, they actually give you real money. So I've been playing that to get some money while I'm wasting time playing stupid games on my phone. Have you tried CBT? No. Oh, that's a cognitive behavior therapy. You know, I feel like that sounds familiar, but I don't know off the top of my head. Coping mechanisms are really important, I agree. I went to a psychologist for a pretty long time. She was really good. She told me that there are two types of psychologists. The Freudian ones are the ones that really want to figure out your past. Yeah, I don't really want those kind of psychologists. Louisiana has the best food, at least. I completely disagree. I feel like the standards of food here are not that good. I guess classic Creole cooking is, you know, it's famous from here, but I'm not a huge fan of like some of the most popular dishes like gumbo. I hate gumbo. I don't really like crawfish. I like red beans and rice. That's about it. Po' boys are too dry. And putting a bunch of like shrimp or oysters on a sandwich doesn't really make sense to me because they all fall off as you're eating it. And everything else is just like over seasoned like soup with rice in it. And I'm just like not about that. So beyond that, just personal like not really liking Creole food all that much. Even TJ will say the quality of food in this area has slipped like a lot since he was a kid. It's like no one cares. There's no like love put into stuff. There's a couple good restaurants, but there's also like no variety to choose from. And our town specifically, not New Orleans obviously, but everything closes at like 8 or 9, and a lot of my favorite restaurants close at 2 in the afternoon. They're open from like 5 to 2. I'm like, I go to bed at 5. So I don't know. It sucks. We just have to get out of here. We're also the worst state for COVID again right now for the Delta variant. So good luck at the psychiatrist. Also, pandemic makes it harder. Yeah. Crap, economics, politics, and religion all rolled into one. That's only skimming the surface of what's wrong with this place. Like, go look it up. Like, almost every survey or list out there of the worst state to live in has Louisiana as the #1 worst state to live in. Like, we beat Mississippi. We're, like, in there with Alabama and Arkansas and Mississippi. But it sucks. This place fucking sucks. I begged so hard not to move here, and we've lived here so long. Like 3 years of my life wasted to Louisiana. Now, I'm not saying I've never had a good time here. There's some fun stuff to do. I definitely would recommend everyone visit New Orleans at some point because there's nowhere else like New Orleans. I like the art. I like the vibe. I like the party atmosphere, at least before COVID. But yeah, don't ever move here. Don't ever live in Louisiana, no matter what someone tells you, because the cost of living is actually pretty high considering what a shithole this is. If you're looking for a cheap place to live, Ohio, or somewhere like that's boring but doesn't suck as bad as here with like the weather and the bugs and everything, like I don't know, freaking Tennessee, or I guess Tennessee's not that cheap. I don't know, Iowa, like one of the plain states. That's where you're gonna find cheap housing and, you know, expensive living. Let's see. I'm currently giving myself a tattoo. That's not a good idea. Moving out of Louisiana will definitely be less stressful, it seems. Yeah, well, moving itself is stressful, and trying to find the right spot to move to, because we don't want to move again anytime soon, is kind of hard. We want to find somewhere that's like pretty cheap so we could buy a house, but that doesn't like suck completely, you know, like I want to have better access to healthcare. That's super important to me. Like, not just my mental health, I also have chronic illness and a spinal deformity that I've like neglected for years because of living here. I tried to get some help while I was here for my spine, and the people working on it messed it up worse. So I don't trust anybody here for that. I had to go to the hospital one time and I was full of anxiety because I didn't trust a single healthcare professional, and they were all assholes. So no, I don't trust any healthcare professional here, and I used to never be like that. Like I didn't really mind going to the doctor before, but now it gives me so much anxiety because they don't listen. And I feel like that makes their advice suck because they're not listening to what your actual problem is, you know? So you're not really helping. I turned 26. Why do we feel so damn old? I don't really feel that old. I don't feel like 28 is old. There's still a 2 in front of your number. I kind of just think of myself as like almost 30. I've thought of myself as almost 30 for like a couple years now. I don't know. I also don't really feel like 30 is that old. I will say, like, once you're 30, like, you're officially an adult. At least in my mind. I don't know. People say that all the time, though. Like, why do I feel so old? I'm like, I don't know why you feel old, but I don't feel old. Vosh sucks. I don't really feel like one way or another about him. The only interest I have is if, like, him and TJ ever decide to, like, hook up. Because they've joked about that before, I guess. So, I mean, I think that'd be hot, I guess. The status of us moving and choosing a new place is still pretty up in the air right now. I'm constantly looking, though, like, stats around the country, what would make the most sense to move to, even if it's just for a few years. TJ is really interested in buying a house because rents are so high. It's actually cheaper to buy in most places. I'm a little more afraid of buying a house because, like, that means you're responsible for everything wrong with it. So I don't know. Overall, we're constantly seeing stuff that sucks about this place, and we're always like, oh my god, we have to get out of here. But then when it comes down to, like, well, where are we going? We're like, oh, well, maybe this place is nice. Well, there's this downside, because nowhere's perfect, right? So everywhere you decide is going to have a downside. So that's been a little difficult to figure out. I got a pretty good psychologist. Her name is Mary Jane. Well, I need a little bit more help than what she can do for me. If you're in New England, I would say your seafood is far better than Louisiana seafood. I also prefer cold water seafood. I find that Gulf seafood overall is mushier. And I thought at first maybe that was like just how it was being prepared, but it doesn't seem like it. I don't know what it is about the fish. Does like the warm water like tenderize it or something, or the cold water like makes it like not tougher, but more of a solid piece of meat. Because if you eat like a piece of catfish or something here, it's just like breaking apart in your hands before you can even get it in your mouth. And I find that unappetizing, so I don't really eat a whole lot of seafood here, maybe some shrimp. But I honestly like northern seafood better. Like where I'm from, the best seafood I ever had was in Quebec when I lived there. I've heard it's a gamble with food poisoning when eating out in the US. Is it true? Not really. I mean, I've had food poisoning twice from, what's it called? Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, which is a Louisiana chain, but they're all over the country, I think, now. Now, my sister-in-law, Taylor, is obsessed with that chicken. I can't stand it because I've have like that mental process, like, oh, I've thrown up on this before, so just thinking of the word Raising Cane's makes me nauseous. So yeah, personally, I would not go to that restaurant. Maybe it's just the one here, I don't know, but plus it's very overpriced. It's like $13 for like 5 chicken fingers. Like, that seems like too much to me. Let's see. What state would you say has the best food? I don't know if you can measure that by state, honestly. There's good food in every place I've ever been, and I'm like a food tourist. Like when I visit a new place, I want to go to places that are specific to there that I've never had before. I really love a lot of the food in New Jersey, where I lived there for a while. My family lives there. Great Italian food, obviously, like Philly cheesesteaks are amazing. Pizza. I don't know. There's a lot of really good food up there. Tons of restaurants. Not a whole lot of Mexican food though, for whatever reason. Let's see. Seattle had really great Asian food. Oh, I tried a lot of stuff there I'd never had before because Asian food is kind of spotty in the Midwest. It's like, well, you can go get the cheap like Chinese takeout and it's like edible, but it's greasy and not that great. Let's see, I don't know. Quebec was really good seafood, and poutine obviously is amazing. California, I just got back from California a couple weeks ago. Amazing food there. Amazing food. Colorado, I had some of the best tacos I ever had in my life. So I don't know, there's good food everywhere, really. You just gotta suss it out and listen to what people recommend you. If this is something you can't talk about, I get it. But TJ has said he was misled. I can't really go into too much detail about why we came here, but there were business opportunities presented that were pretty fraudulent, and also, Scotty wanted to come here because his girlfriend at the time, his wife now, lived here. So I think that's why we're here, is because of that. Screw living in a hurricane zone. I know! Hurricanes freak me the fuck out. Like, I'm very scared of hurricanes, and when I tell people around here, not everybody is this stupid, but some people will be like, oh, hurricanes are nothing, tornadoes are much worse. I'm like, a hurricane is like 8 tornadoes. Like, hurricanes are huge, and they like stay in one spot and like flood the shit out of an area. Like, yeah, I'm not saying that tornadoes are not bad, but like, I don't know. It's usually not like the same place that keeps getting hit over and over with tornadoes, I feel like, because there's so many like plains lands in our country, like in the middle. There's really not, I don't know, like I lived in a place most of my life, that had tornadoes occasionally, and they might, destroy some trailers or blow someone's roof off, but they don't wipe out entire cities like the hurricanes do. So I think that's really a stupid opinion. Hey, oh, Lady Hopium. That's cool. Seattle seemed like a cool place. It was. Indiana? Indiana is really conservative and anti-gay and anti-black and all that, but Louisiana, I think I heard this from Paul, has 19 active KKK groups, clans, right now, and the, I guess, former leader of the KKK, David Duke, lives in my town. So, yeah, I can't really talk that much shit about racism of other states. This is my New Orleans Starbucks cup, though. This is kind of cute. I thought it was cute anyway. So this cup pretty much represents what's good about New Orleans. Like partying, there's some food, a lake, good stuff. Mardi Gras is a blast. Okay, let's see. The Midwest is where to move. Boring, safe, affordable, and has a lot of fresh water. I agree. You guys, we talked about moving to like Vegas and deserty areas, New Mexico, shit like that. It's not a good idea. Stay as far away from dry western areas as you can. We're having a water shortage in the West, so specifically. Like, it's just drying up. The southern Colorado River is just like dried up, and that's the main source of water for Arizona and Nevada, I think. Yeah, it's not going to be sustainable. What are all those people going to do? They're going to move where there's water. So prices are going to go way up where there's fresh, clean water. So if you're thinking of moving, that's something that you should definitely think about. Don't just go somewhere because it's fun. Like, you really need to think about how climate change is going to affect these areas, because it's happening faster than they even thought it was going to. A lot of good. Okay. Do I find it frustrating dealing with conservative-minded people in my state? Yes. But I also don't go out much because, not just because of that, mostly because of COVID, but also that. Did you want to come in? Or that might have been my cat. Someone was trying to open the door. I think the worst part is when it's family members, because you can't really say anything. When it's out in public, it's kind of just like, ugh, just get me away from these dumbass retard. I said the R slur, but I meant to say redneck, but they're kind of synonymous. These dumbass rednecks. Yeah, like all the people not wearing masks. I got a COVID test today, for instance, and I had to wait an hour in line for it, first of all. But second of all, the woman giving the COVID test was not wearing a mask, and she kept like rubbing her face with her hands. And I was just like, you're supposed to be like a healthcare professional, and you're basically asking for COVID, because like I said, Louisiana is the worst state in the nation for COVID right now. Go look at a map. The boot is red. Like, it is so bad here. And this woman is giving out COVID tests to a line of people who think they might have been exposed, and she's sitting there like rubbing her face and like rubbing her nose and stuff. No gloves on. Didn't see her use hand sanitizer once. Just like, ugh, this is gross as fuck. But I've already waited for an hour or so, and I need the test. Oh wow, I missed a lot. I'm gonna just skip all the stuff I missed and go back down. Cynic, if you call them face diapers again, you're getting timed out, because that's just stupid. That's actually really rude to say that to people who are trying to help themselves and help people around them. So if you want to be an idiot, you can fucking leave. Gross. I wash dishes at a burrito restaurant, and I'm held to a higher hygienic standards than that. I know. Seriously, Cynic, push your head. Yeah, thanks. I don't know. Sometimes Cynic can be nice, but you never know which Cynic you're gonna get. Are you gonna get nice, complimentary Cynic, or are you gonna get the dumbass Cynic who's telling people they're wearing face diapers? Thank you, Cynic. I accept your apology. I wasn't wearing masks for a while because I was vaccinated, but things change. 85% of the people in our ICUs right now are unvaccinated, but that tells me that there's 15% of people who are vaccinated that are in the ICU, right? So that's kind of scary to me. The Delta, because people are not taking precautions, and only like 30% of Louisiana is even vaccinated at all. That's why it's so bad here. Um, so it's just kind of like, I've been wearing the face masks again, even though I don't really want to. They have mandated it again, but obviously not a lot of people are paying attention. But yeah, I don't know. I don't want to have to deal with COVID. Um, yeah, well, before, when I thought that really only unvaccinated people were getting sick, um, I was just like, fuck them, you know? I feel bad for the immunocompromised people, but I don't really feel that bad for people who just choose not to get vaccinated. What state do you live in, Peasant Chef? You just had another mask mandate. I think, I don't know what they're gonna do. I'm just sick of dealing with this. My mask fogs my glasses, which makes my job more challenging. I need to bite the bullet and get some new contacts because this mandate isn't going away. Chipotle is mad sensitive about it. I used to work for Chipotle as well. Not during COVID, obviously. I liked working there. It's actually pretty hard though. Yeah. I mean, I'm glad that corporations are making people wear masks inside their stores. I think that's really the only thing we can count on because the state's not doing anything. I believe that, when I went to Tennessee, they had cops at almost every entrance of every place, if there wasn't a security guard already, forcing people to wear masks. So you cannot come in here if you don't have a mask on. I think that's how it should be everywhere. Why is that so hard? That was in Memphis, Tennessee. Tennessee is not known for being super progressive or liberal or smart, but I don't know. I thought that was a good idea. I don't know how their numbers are, but they're definitely not on the radar like we are right now. And I've had arguments with the family here about such things, and people said that that's draconian and like Hitlery or whatever. I just disagree. I don't think it is. I'm not saying anybody should be arrested or anything, but yeah, don't permit them entry. Just like if they're acting a fool, you don't let somebody into your business. It's not that hard. And it makes it easier for cashiers or workers because, I don't know how many of you guys have been in the food industry or the service industry at all, but it's actually very hard to have any leverage over a customer because the whole mentality here is like the customer is always right. I'm not that good in those jobs when people are like how they are. There's a reason I haven't worked in the service industry since the pandemic. I would lose my shit on people. I've told people as a customer service person, like, actually, no, the customer isn't always right. They're not always right. And otherwise, I'm very accommodating and very good at those jobs. But when people start acting stupid and like belligerent towards my fellow employees or anything like that, I don't deal with it. And a lot of the times I would just tell other people to deal with those kind of people because I didn't want to lose my job. Virginia, okay. Yeah, I don't really know much about Virginia, but I've been reading that it's also pretty cheap. Aw, thank you. Someone said I look great. What is your most right-leaning position or unpopular opinion as a leftist? Fuck. I don't know. that's a hard one. Because at first I was going to say to, like, take over Mexico. But that's kind of just, like, a means to the end of, like, abolishing borders. So I don't think that's very right-wing. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. I'll have to think about that, though. What books am I reading these days? I just finished up the second book in the Patternist series by Octavia Butler. It's pretty interesting. I like the first book more than the second, though. I also recently finally finished the book Wicked. It took me so long to read that book. Like, I would read a chapter and then, like, not read it again for months. Finally finished it, and it was super boring. So I hope if I eventually get to see the musical, it's better than the freaking book, because that book was boring as hell. I hate needles, and I'm terrified of them to the point of mental breakdown, but I did it twice. Yeah. About the witch? Yeah. Tending a register was the angriest my work ever made me. I do miss the sandwich counter and the orders. I put lemon too for my regular customers, yeah. We should take over Mexico and drive out the cartel. I agree. That's why I think we should do that. I don't think it's safe for something so close to our border to be so violent. The cartel has to be squashed. I don't think any, like, just government, like, democracy takeover is going to help that. I think, honestly, it has to be a military endeavor, because the cartel, like, basically kills every politician that does anything against them, and they torture people for just, you know, disobeying their order or whatever, just like everyday people. Like, they control towns and cities. I've only been to Mexico once. It was only for a day, so I don't have a whole lot of experience there, but unfortunately I've seen videos of what the cartel does to people. I mean, fuck. I nearly have PTSD just from the video. Imagine living it. The customer is always right is clearly an idea made up by entitled customers who always want to be right, right? Like, just because you're spending money doesn't mean that you're, like, impervious to being wrong. That doesn't make any sense. America should have supported Mexico's attempt to legalize all drugs. That would have gone a long way towards fixing the problem. Probably. A lot of it, sorry, I was reading another comment. A lot of it has to do with drugs, for sure. We're watching this show called Ozark on Netflix right now, and a lot of it's about, like, the cartel and drug trading and money laundering and stuff like that. Obviously, that's a fictional show, but I've seen real videos that are pretty fucking awful. I have long life PTSD from some effed up videos I've seen online. I totally agree. I try to stay away from that shit. I mean, I've cried over videos of people I don't know at all being hurt or tortured or killed or raped or whatever. I don't even know. It's not like I'm typing that in. I don't know how I came across this shit. I don't even hang out on those kinds of places that those kinds of videos are shared often. Like, I don't even go on Reddit or barely even Twitter or anything. But, whew, man. All right. I'm like, my heart's rapidly beating just watching it play in my head again. TJ, is that you or is that the cat? That's the cat, I guess. It's a very dark reality, but in order to install fear and keep their business afloat, they have entire families tortured, raped, and executed. Would it be so all drugs were legal? Probably. Hold on just a sec, guys. What the hell? Do you want to stream with me?
I'll hang out.
We can go in the other room.
It's okay.
It's kind of hot in here.
Is it? Seems alright.
Okay.
But yeah, we can go somewhere else if you want.
I think we're gonna move this stream in the other room so TJ can join us.
I can join you in here.
Can you unplug the light over there?
Yeah. Come out.
And
Get out of
take
here.
the whole ring light. Now it's off.
Corn pop. Corn pop.
You're not allowed in here, corn pop.
Get back.
Back up, back up, back up.
Back up. Corn pop.
Alright, cool.
Cheer up, corn pop.
They're just talking about the cartel and shit.
The cartel.
The cartel.
You didn't tell people we're laundering money, did you?
No, just that we're watching the show about it. I'm gonna grab my coffee, so you take over real quick.
Oh, okay. No problem. Hi. What's up? There's no one here. Dear God, what do I do? Say something. Somebody. Jesus.
They're afraid.
Scared.
They're like, who is this man?
What's going on?
What happened to your hair, son?
Is it on live chat? Maybe that could help.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Who are you, Chelsea's brother? That's right.
We do kind of look alike.
I think they were saying stuff to me. They just wasn't showing up for some reason.
It's hard to get us both in this
Well, yeah, because you have it on.
portrait.
Yeah.
Do you look like my big brother?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yo, Cheech. Don't cry.
See, it's not like. See, look, there's like stuff there.
Yeah.
Have you seen Paul's stream of you as a warlord? No, I
I
heard
was
about
telling him about it. I was in there for a while. It was fun when we were like voting on how TJ should look.
it. Yeah.
It was like wizard beard or long scraggly beard.
What'd they give me?
Long scraggle.
Damn it, I want the wizard beard.
I voted wizard.
Fucking assholes.
Ooh, that's gross. You're gross.
What's gross?
I don't know.
The incest thing.
I guess. Well, we're not actually, so don't worry about it.
As far as you know, anyway.
Yeah. Hey, don't be mean to my husband.
Yeah, don't be mean to my husband either.
Have you ever seen a video of that family in West Virginia whose parents were double first cousins?
Is that fucking...
I don't know.
Is that one we were seeing the other day?
Yeah.
That one?
Maybe.
Was that? Because that was fucking terrible.
That was scary.
We saw some inbred hillbilly family.
Oh, whatever, Jamie. You have fucked up sexual fantasies. They're probably worse than incest.
What happened?
She was just saying ooh to the incest thing.
Whatever. Fucking
Thank you.
weird fucking fairy fetish shit.
Yeah, you're the one you want to be.
And then the fairies lift me up into the sky, and it's like, shut up.
That was classic, though.
I know. Give me a fucking break.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, we actually recently saw that video.
What did we say?
The incest shit.
Oh, yeah.
Like, every single kid was either unable to talk, like,
Oh.
at all, or they just made noises like that.
Pointing at something. It's like...
And, like, chew and dip, and their house was disgusting. And
It wasn't as bad as I thought. I've honestly seen worse houses.
well, we saw the second video.
Oh,
'Cause
like they cleaned it up?
They did, like, a GoFundMe for them, and they got them, like, a new roof and stuff, because their roof was caving in.
Yeah.
Do
Poor
you think
inbred,
it should
weird-ass
be illegal?
hillbillies. Yeah.
I don't think incest should be illegal, but I think incestual breeding should be illegal.
Yeah, that one fucking... I don't know. That shit... was pretty fucking weird
Yeah.
in there.
Well, it made me realize, I was like, oh, so it's not just some weird puritanical thing. Like, there's a reason that we shouldn't be having incest babies.
Yeah.
Like,
Incest babies.
that is
They grow
so
up,
good.
you know, okay, maybe the incest baby is cute, but it's gonna grow up into the incest adult that's like,
I don't think those children were ever cute.
No, they weren't.
Ever.
No, they probably weren't. Because they look like all our. The Rick and Morty incest baby is an accurate depiction of an actual incest baby. Now, if anyone in here happens to be an incest baby, I'm sorry, because I know not all of you guys are deformed and stuff, but like, you know.
It also depends on how closely related your mom and dad are.
Well, it depends on how much inbreeding there is in the line,
That's
too.
true,
Because,
too.
like, if you have one of these, like, some of these fucking weird families out in the middle of nowhere and shit, get this idea in their head that, like, they gotta keep the bloodline pure and stuff.
It absolutely doesn't do that.
And then all kinds, yeah, well, you know, purity looks like a fucking,
Oh, fuck.
yeah,
Should it spill?
yeah.
You want to get a towel?
It's on the thing.
Okay.
It's alright. I can.
TJ does not have any tattoos.
I want some, but I don't have. I'm really picky, and there's no one good enough around here.
We don't really have very good artists here. At least tattoo artists. I mean, they're acceptable, but they're not extraordinary. Nah, all the incest in the Highlands and Bristol and UK. I don't know if they're literal waterheads, but they're pretty bad. Just look up, like, revisit incest family or something on YouTube.
Yeah.
You'll see. It's, like, kind of scary. I think TJ is gonna do an episode on incest, so he'll probably show those videos.
Yeah. I'll at least give a glimpse, you know. Cause like I was fucking. It was like some kind of a goddamn movie or something.
Cynic said he's gonna give us free tattoos, babe.
No thanks.
I don't know anything about Chris Chan. Like, literally never looked into it at all, so. I don't know. Oh, yeah, the family is called the Whitakers, yeah, so.
The Whitakers.
Yeah, if you look them up on YouTube, you'll see.
Yeah, it's fucking nightmarish.
And it's like,
you know.
at least the one that makes a lot of the noise is cognizant? Is that the word I'm looking for?
Yeah.
Because they ask him, like, where's the creek? And he, like, shows them, and he's like, So, like...
Yeah, he can, like, understand language being spoken to him to some extent, but he cannot speak himself for whatever reason.
Yeah.
He can just grunt and, like, point at stuff. He
Yeah.
goes, It's like, oh,
That's
Jesus.
all he says the whole time. So he's like a Wookiee.
It's like, oh my god.
Yeah.
What is wrong with you? Oh yeah, you're an incest baby.
Oh my gosh.
What?
Enjoy making fun of a mentally ill person, guys. Get over yourself.
Shut up.
Oh my
That's
god.
what he's literally like. Just go watch it. I'm not
We're
even
not
exaggerating
making fun of him.
shit.
We're not like, oh, look at that retard. It's just like, that exists.
Yeah, that's what he's like. Go fucking watch it, you stupid bitch.
We're not making fun of him. What a pussy. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh.
You say it's better if you don't know, but I,
Don't know what.
about the incest people, but I disagree. Like, it was actually enlightening, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, their life looks really fucking hard, and I think it's good that there's people trying to help them.
Yeah, they did
But
like
we should-
GoFundMe for him and shit.
But we should also, like, try to make sure that doesn't continue happening.
Right.
Because that's not a good existence to live in.
Someone needs to intercede and be like, hey guys, the bloodline's pure enough. Maybe stop.
Let's just not have kids in this family anymore.
Yeah, like, you guys, we just write you guys off as an evolutionary dead end. And like,
Yeah. Oh, you know what?
what?
I want to mod him.
Who you modding?
Johnny.
Oh yeah, he's good.
I really like Johnny.
Yeah.
Didn't you talk to him last night? Was that him or someone else?
Yes, he was the. Was he the nuclear one?
No.
Which one? He was the. He wasn't the optimism one. He was some other one.
Yeah.
What was he? Whatever. He'll say.
What'd you ask TJ last
He'll
night?
say who he was. I know he was one of them.
Free will.
Oh, he's free will.
That's right.
That was good.
Comparison, but you make them sound like the Wookiees in the Star Wars Holiday Special, all grunts and no words. Wait, does that mean the Wookiees are inbred?
I mean,
They really don't sound like Wookiees, but I guess from the what you're saying, I guess.
I mean, it's like, yeah, it's grunts and stuff, though. I mean,
It's not like,
it's not like a Wookiee grunt, like, whoa, I can't do it. But, you know,
it's
not like that.
Both terrible attempts at making the Wookiee sound.
yeah, you gotta like put more. There's too much phlegm in the Wookiee noise. You gotta get like that.
And it's kind of
Like your
high
throat.
pitched in a way.
You know.
Yeah.
Some
It's
shit.
not like they're not doing that.
They ain't doing that shit.
It's small grunts. Let's see. Chelsea, do you sing at all?
No,
Yes.
Chelsea's a terrible singer. She does do
I
it,
do it.
but she's like the worst singer ever.
Whatever.
She'll be in the shower and she'll be like singing all super like tone deaf and shit. I don't even know what she sings. It's always some shit I never even heard before. But like, let's say she was like singing like
He says I sound like Mr. Hanky when I sing.
No. When you were wearing headphones and you were singing Manson songs and you were trying to like whisper sing, you sound like Mr. Hanky. You're like, anti-people, now you've gone too far. Here's your Antichrist superstar.
I don't have a hillbilly accent.
Uh-huh.
I don't.
Uh-huh. I don't, y'all.
I don't have no hillbilly
I'm
accent.
talking like no damn hillbilly. You need to take that on back.
TJ is a better singer than me. Honestly, I don't know if this. I've been thinking about this lately though. I feel like I'm becoming a better singer with age, or my hearing is worse.
Cool.
Hey Sam.
Well, part of the problem before was that like you wouldn't like let your voice go above a certain volume, and you're not as bad about that. So
Yeah, that's true. I used to be a lot more quiet than I am now. TJ slept a lot, but
slept a lot.
I don't know. Right? Do you feel hungover?
I did, but I think I've like kind of like slept through it.
Do we have any rules? No, I'm pretty much.
Just don't
Maybe
like.
I'm a little more sensitive than TJ is about like people being mean.
Yeah, don't be mean. That's basically.
Cause like, yeah, I feel like TJ probably wouldn't get mad if somebody was like TJ fat, TJ dumb. But if somebody said that about me, I'd be like, get the fuck out of here! You're hurting my feelings. Oh my God, do that country accent again.
Mean.
My grandma from New Jersey, I don't want her to sound like a drunk because she's not, but when she does get drunk, she always says, talk Kentucky for us, Chelsea. I don't know, it's like a parlor trick, I guess.
Talk Kentucky for us, Chelsea. No mean people allowed, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No meanness here. No mean zone.
And obviously, like, no racism or anything like that.
Right.
But,
Unless it's funny racism.
no. I usually give people a warning and then time them out unless it's just too bad.
We had to kick a racist off our Patreon the other day.
Really?
Yeah, remember we did that thing on Jean-Michel Basquiat? Someone was like, Jean-Michel Basquiat's and, well, you know what it said.
Is that the N word?
Yeah, and like N-word around it and shit.
Why?
Like, what the fuck?
He's super talented
Yeah.
and was successful as fuck. Like,
It's like, oh man. It's like,
I feel like that makes you look way trashy, and you're trying to make the other person look trashy, but it makes you look trashy.
and we just kicked them right out. We're just like, nope, it was insta-ban.
Yeah, no racism. I ain't dealing with that shit.
No.
Hey.
Not acceptable behavior. Hey, Corn Pop.
Oh, he's purring.
Corn Papa
He doesn't
Tabiana.
like that bright light.
He doesn't.
He's always like,
It's like, ugh.
are waterheads racist people? No. People, you can call people waterheads.
Yeah. Might be ableist. Whatever.
Yeah, it's kind of surprising, like a lot of the people that watch who don't really, it seems like they don't really understand the vibe of like the show or like who we are as people. You petting him is putting hair everywhere. You
Yeah.
see this? It's like floating all around. Stop it.
He loves it.
Like that guy earlier who was like, oh, you guys making fun of mentally challenged people. It's like, no.
Hello. Don't lick my face.
Yeah, that would be cool if you could make them like a silent patron where like they can't
yeah.
talk but you still get their money.
Shadow ban them. Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
That'd be nice.
Just be like, dude, they have shit. They have features like that where it's like this person thinks they're being seen but they're not.
Hmm.
Like we could just be like,
That's what I would do with those.
well, that is
Stupid.
Patreon doesn't have a feature like that. Otherwise, I would. I'd gladly take his racist ass money.
Right.
I just don't want him fucking spewing racism on our fucking corp. What are you doing?
Oh. Like I said, I don't know anything about Christian.
Cat slobber.
Well, sorry if I freaked out on you for misunderstanding what you said. I
What happened?
apologize.
Did you understand?
They said they weren't talking about the Whitakers, they were talking about Christian.
Oh.
But like I said, I don't know.
Talk
anything
about it somewhere
about
everyone
it.
gives a shit.
Yeah.
None of us give a shit about that.
I think Paul is kind of into that person.
A little bit.
Like follows their story, but
Not I.
the person they deleted off Patreon said the N word. So.
Yeah. And not like, it wasn't even like, I
It
mean,
wasn't funny.
it wasn't an
like
instance
them
where you
trying
could
to
be like,
funny.
hey, you know, because there's certain contexts where I would just be like, hey man, don't do that.
Mhm.
And give them a warning. But it was just outright like, you know, it was just like overt, like redneck level fucking racism.
Stuff you'd hear from our family. Can't delete the family, unfortunately.
Family blocked.
Maybe he was black.
No.
I don't know. Even if you're black and you say that like derogatorily, I don't think it's acceptable.
Well, whatever. It just wasn't the the context.
They
didn't
already
justify
did
it.
it, so whatever. Look, he's licking his hand. Aww.
It's all
This
orange
cat
today.
loves TJ. Look at this. You love your daddy? You love Papa Bear? Look at that look on TJ's face. He loves him too. What?
What? Yeah, go away, cat.
No, he was talking about specifically Jean Baptiste, whatever his name is. Look, stop trying to make excuses for the racist cynic.
Jean-Michel Basquiat. Dude, it wasn't
I said Jean Baptiste.
Jean-Michel Basquiat. It was it was just such and such is a blah blah blah. So, you know, there's not like much getting around it. Sorry. Pretty overt.
The cat shed so
I'll
much.
usually err on the side of giving someone the benefit of the doubt, but like there was no doubt for them to benefit from. So
Yeah. Yeah, I agree to an extent, Jamie. Like,
you have to like read that out because I can't see it.
it says, yeah, I don't even let black people use that word in my community. You can use it all you want elsewhere, but this isn't the context for that. I really don't think if we want that word to like not be used, that anyone should really be using it. So
Well, that's a controversial take for another time.
I'm just saying. I don't want it in my chat.
Because a lot of people would say that's a form of white supremacy because you're not letting them reclaim the word.
I never said they're not allowed to. It's just my opinion that it would
Yeah.
make sense if
Whatever,
they just
racist.
retired that word.
Racist.
Like mentally ill people aren't like, hey, you can't say retarded. That's our word. You know?
I should start doing that. Start going around and be like, hey, don't say retard. That's our word.
Paul bans everybody. Don't feel bad about it.
Yeah.
I've
There was
literally seen him ban people for saying like, "How are you today?"
Fuck off with that
He's
bullshit.
like, don't start with that shit.
And name goddamn Trevor.
Yeah.
There was a thing on the subreddit that was like making fun of Paul for like, why is there not anyone in here? It's like after he bans everybody, and it's just like Paul's in there like, no, that's not what it's like. I'm like, it kind of is. I hear refugees from ideology all the time up in my shit. Like, I just got banned from Paul. I've been a
Even
fan
me.
for 170 years. It's like, whatever.
Yeah, even me. Well, people do it with TJ too. They'll be like, tell TJ, tell Paul to unban me. I'm like, I ain't doing
I
that.
always just tell them, like,
That's a waste of my fucking
I ain't
time.
gonna do that. Fucking just create a new account. Quit being a bitch.
To be fair, most of them deserve it. I disagree, but whatever.
I mean, there are those that do, for sure.
Sure, I've banned people from here and DFF and, you know, whatever.
There's like a series of rules, and it's like, there's not like a place you can go to like consult the rules or anything. Like, there's not a place you can go to like, here's the rules of ideology. You just have to like know.
And it's different on like different days.
Right.
You gotta read Paul before you say anything.
Like, Paul could make some proclamation in the stream like, anybody who mentions this is fucking banned, and then you show up after that and you're like, hey Paul, what about this thing? You're like, God, get it out! Then you're just
Paul
gone.
says he does mass unbans, but there's definitely people who have been banned forever. So I don't know how accurate that is. I think that's just Paul's way of being like, it's fine. I post the rules on Hodology, though. Okay, whatever.
Hodology.
Otello is too ban happy for me. Yeah, he stopped unbanning now. Yeah, I didn't think he was really doing that very much anyway. But Paul likes the strict mods. I was saying that people like me modding or something because I'm a good mod, and Paul called me out. He's like, no, you're not strict enough. I'm like, well, that's why I'm a good mod to most other people, is because I let people have freedom of speech to an extent.
You have to be a pretty fucking piece of shit to get banned from my shit. Unless I'm like, just like, in a mood.
Yeah.
I guess there's been times I'm just like, you're fucking gone! But
Yeah, sometimes. Like last night, you banned someone from your
why'd I do that?
patron stream. I was like, these are patrons? And you're like, no, fucking ban him.
What'd I do? What'd they do?
I
I
don't
don't remember
even remember what they did. They said like, this is dumb or something like that. And I was like, I probably deserved a timeout, but whatever.
Whatevs.
It was that your mom guy, he just said it was boring, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Johnny did it for you.
Yeah, fuck that, dude. I don't need that shit.
Yeah.
I don't need that shit in my life. Especially when I was doing a fucking good show. And I know it was.
No, it was. It was a good show. They were just being a jerk.
Oh man, Rudy Giuliani's doing cameos now.
And what?
Cameo. Like a cameo service where you can like get people to pay money to
Oh.
get like.
Oh God, that would be so good for for Paul's thing.
Yeah.
If he ever, you could make him say something without him really realizing it, you know? Oh, that'd be so funny.
Yeah, you gotta be like, I wanna get Rudy Giuliani to be like, we're gonna like promote fucking DFF and ideology and shit. Or maybe be like, this is Rudy Giuliani. Hello, Patriots. You're watching Pessimist Productions. There's gonna be like so many people fucking trying to get Rudy Giuliani to say shit that he doesn't want to say though.
Yeah.
But you know what? They'll probably just do it because he needs the money. $199 to get his ass. It's pretty fucking expensive.
TJ, did you really take 14 shots last night? Yeah.
I think I took more because someone said I took 2 accidentally.
Yeah, you did. I was like about to come in there and start like tallying it for you or something.
Yeah, because I lost track, I guess. Someone said I took 2 shots that I wasn't supposed to take.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I guess I took more than I was supposed to.
JLP does that shit too. I don't think anyone should give money to fucking JLP though, even if it'd be funny.
What's a JLP?
Fucking Jordan Lee Peterson.
Which one?
Jordan Lee Peterson. You had his video on last night.
The black dude? The slow fucking, yeah, Jesus.
He's so stupid.
God, that guy's the dumbest fucking person I've ever
I
seen.
can't fucking stand that guy. He's the most like misogynistic person online, I feel
he
like.
has like so many fucking followers and shit that I'm like, it's not really like hitting down to respond to him, but at the same time, like
he's definitely like
a few minutes
80
in, I'm like,
rungs below your intelligence level.
right, and I was just like, I feel bad. I kind of started feeling bad, like I was picking on a fucking like mentally challenged kid or something. And I'm just like, never mind. Let this guy do his thing. He'll fade away eventually.
I hope.
People get tired of like trying to wait for him to fucking get through a goddamn sentence.
There's so many people that follow him though. It makes me sad.
Yo.
Hey, if you guys like this, don't forget to thumbs up.
Apparently nothing at all.
I think Jesse Lee Peterson is more stupid than Jordan Peterson.
Oh my god, yeah.
Absolutely.
It's not even like
JLP is bigger than ever. Oh yeah, are you one of his little simps, Nick?
JLP.
You like following an idiot? Why don't you tattoo him on yourself?
Tattoo him on your butt. Give yourself a butt tattoo.
He said he's giving himself a tattoo right now.
Good. Get one of JLP on your butthole.
Yeah.
Make your butthole his mouth.
Yeah, I thought so. I've never heard him say anything that wasn't like, first of all, drawn out like insanely. Like he cannot. I'm not the best speaker. I'm not great at like elucidating my ideas, but fuck. Butt fuck. Like, you can't even understand the man. He's still like, and then there's like stuff that happens and women are stupid.
Stuff that happens. That was too fast though.
I know. Women are like stupid. There you go.
I hate that guy.
Me too. You speak better than you think. Thank you. It's like the voice people use when making fun of mentally challenged people. It really is. He has that exact voice. Yeah, he does hate on his own race a lot too. He's Uncle Ruckus, man.
Uncle Ruckus is way smarter than
I know.
JLP, dude.
I know.
Even Uncle Ruckus has a fucking superior elocution skills.
He definitely does. But he has similar ideas about his own race.
Yeah.
Uncle Ruckus had a cult. Well, that's another similarity they have. Yeah, I know it's hard to keep like Jordan Peterson and Jesse Lee Peterson like apart.
That's why I was like struggling for a second. I'm like, which one is that?
Yeah.
Fuck. Is that the slow black one or the pretentious white one?
Yeah, they're both pretty stupid, but one's definitely way more stupid. Andy Dick has more coherent opinions. I completely agree. At least, you know, he knows he wants drugs and dick and pussy.
That's me, Andy Dick. Had to grab you real quick.
The only people that are racist to me are black people. Okay.
Fucking black people and they're racist.
Sorry
Hate
that
black
happened
people.
to you. I'm not saying it didn't, but you have to realize that just because that's your experience doesn't mean that's everyone's experience.
Black people walk up on Cynic like, damn you for being black. Cynic, push.
You have makeup eye boogers.
Makeup, eye boogers.
Yeah.
I only got most of it.
What should we talk about? Is there anything else to talk about?
I don't know. Why?
chat's kind of drying up.
Yeah.
Even though there's more people in here than there has been the whole stream, no one wants to say anything.
Say something, you fucking degenerates. Anyone got a topic? What's up?
I never said that I was 100% right. I'm saying that you should open up your mind and make sure that.
Well, I'm saying she's 100% right. Chelsea.
I do have that meme. Chelsea.
She is right.
Chelsea is right.
Sometimes if I need to check that's my quick fact check. I go up to Chelsea, I'm like, Chelsea, blah, 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 blah. Is this true? And she's like, no, it's bullshit. It's like this. I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah, we saw
Now I know.
Suicide Squad. We watched it at home.
Suicide Squad.
It was pretty good.
Yeah. It was fun.
I liked it.
Wasn't like gonna like change my life or anything, but
Yeah, I liked Harley Quinn's look better in this one than the first one.
I like fucking Polka Dot Man. I thought John Cena did a good job.
Yeah, John Cena, I feel like he's getting better at acting.
Yeah.
Polka Dot Man was definitely my fave.
Idris Elba did a pretty good job.
Yeah.
The shark guy was funny. King Shark or whatever. So, yeah, I don't know. I thought it was a pretty decent little cast, characters, stuff. I think they should have drawn out some of the death scenes of the early characters. I get it was like a kind of a fake out thing, but like
That's true.
I
It
feel
made
like-
it feel way more of a fake out though, because they just like zoomed past it all.
yeah, I feel like they could have like stretched that out and maybe even like worked it across the movie more, so you kind of felt like it was more of a drawn out thing, rather than just like lambs to the slaughter kind of situation.
It is a similar tone to The Boys. You could say that.
I would say The Boys is a little bit more cerebral in its take and
Like smarter.
yeah, I would say The Boys is kind of smarter and had a little bit more to say, and
Yeah, that's true.
I would say also that it has like they both kind of have an offbeat sense of humor about them, but I think The Boys is a little bit more absurdist even than Suicide Squad, but also in some ways more grounded. I don't know, it might be interesting to like actually delve in and do a comparative analysis of the two tones because they do have some similarities, but I think there's also some pretty profound differences that are kind of actually, now that I'm into talking about this, hard to articulate, but definitely there. This is something I'd have to like write out to figure out exactly what
I
I'm
would
talking
say
about.
on the surface you could say they're kind of similar, but The Boys is way more political and like has something to say.
I mean, there was, like, a
Suicide Squad is just like a fun movie.
I mean, there was like some anti-imperialist messaging at the end.
That's true, and it was kind of anti-America, which
Right,
was
it was
cool.
anti-American imperialism and shit, and there was sort of like taking us to task for some of the exploitations we've done, and like a lot of the Kissinger sort of foreign policy ideals that America's. I don't know what the word would be, but like we practiced for so long. Like there was some fucking pretty sharp criticisms of that, like stronger than what I've seen in a mainstream film, I guess, in a long time.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
I didn't really expect to see it in a comic book movie like Suicide Squad, but it was there.
Yeah, it basically just was like, yeah, actually America is completely to blame for this terror.
Right. And once again, it kind of like made the point that the American government and the institutions are more villainous than even these villains that they're exploiting. So, yeah.
I liked, well, I guess that's a spoiler. Yeah, I can't get super chats because this channel is not monetized. And I don't have Streamlabs set up on this stream, so
Oh well.
sorry about that. Can you do Streamlabs on phone streams?
There's a way to do it. There's like an app where you can do it, but I never got that app to work right. So you're free to try it. I never really gave a shit because I was like, whatever, I can still get super chats. Didn't really seem worth like messing around with it.
I would like to do like my computer streaming again, but
I guess I need to help
It's,
Chelsea with her computer to.
yeah,
Get it
I'm
where it
having
needs
a
to be.
hard time with computer setup because I told a couple people I wanted to do interviews with them, and I feel like I kind of ghosted them. I didn't really mean to. I just had computer problems. What is my ancestry? So I'm mostly French and German,
German.
very German, which I already kind of knew. That
She is of the German people.
my grandpa's side is very German.
I've started making more German dishes and stuff to try to like tap into her.
Bring out my German side.
She likes the soup.
I'm also like extremely depressed and cynical, just like Germans.
Yeah, you know what? I was like, just like we were watching that show Dark, and like halfway through the first season, I just kind of looked at her and I was like, "Are you sure you're depressed? Maybe it's just you're just a normal German."
Yeah.
It's like seems like your people are kind of just like this, maybe.
Yeah, I think my people are just. Well, I'm not as serious as they were though.
Well, you know, you got some French and other stuff thrown in.
Yeah, I have the French, lust and what's it called? Romantic, hopeless romantic. I have that sprinkled in, but there was also English and I had a couple that were a surprise. There was like very small percentage of Middle Eastern. I have no idea where that came from, and Sub-Saharan African. So that was cool. No, I don't remember there being any Scottish.
I have Scottish.
Yeah.
I got Scottish, Czech, French, and like a few other things, and like English and shit.
But yeah, mostly German.
I'm kind of a Euro mutt. I have a lot of different European ethnicities, but like no non-white ethnicities. Like I got no Middle Eastern, no African, no like Latino or whatever the fuck. Like I'm just like 100% European, but not like super strongly from any one like region or country. Just like all over the continent.
No, we still have our cats. TJ loves the cats actually.
Yeah.
If anybody killed Corn Pop, it would probably be me.
Yeah, Chelsea would. If Corn Pop's ever dead, it's like Chelsea.
I almost killed him when he killed Nova.
Yeah.
I couldn't even look at him for like 3 days. Hidden yodeling talent. I can't tell you. It's hidden. Yeah. It was kind of funny because my family has all these stories about our Native American heritage. And I took that test and it was 0% Native American. And I told my mom and she was like, "Don't tell your aunts and uncles. Don't tell grandma." Because they want to believe that they have like a Cherokee princess who is basically Paul's story, honestly.
There's a lot of white people running around with that Indian fucking
yeah,
shit.
it's totally like a guilt thing because we stole their land, so they want to feel like they belong to the land somehow.
Yeah, I feel like it's like
don't.
to like make it feel like you have some kind of actual like lasting roots here that go beyond the foundation of the country and shit. So it's like, oh, well, I got Indian blood. It's like, no, you don't. You lying cocksucker.
Megan is a dumb cat name. I agree. You shouldn't name a cat or a dog Megan. That's stupid.
Why
I
not?
guess unless you're naming them after somebody named Megan that is like important to you.
Why is Megan not a good cat name?
I
Is
don't
it too
know.
human or something?
Yeah, it's weird.
There's people that name their cats like and dogs very like. That's my dog Frank, you know, or whatever.
Frank is better than Megan.
Why?
Because Frank's kind of a funny name.
How?
I don't know.
All right, well then fucking Michael or something.
Yeah, Michael, Megan, those aren't good names.
My dog Mike.
My childhood dog's name was Brittany, which, I don't know. A lot of people, my dad had this shirt that my mom made him that said like best dad to Chelsea and Brittany. And so many people were like, "Oh, you have a sister?" I'm like, "No, that's my dog."
Best dog.
Frank is a good dog name. Like I kind of see it on like a bulldog or like a basset hound or something.
Yeah.
That could work. My Peppa's
I
name
saw like
was
an
Frank.
Australian cattle dog, but whatever.
That could work. Or the
I saw an Australian cattle dog with a red bandana and like white embroidery and shit.
You went all out.
Yeah, he's like, he comes up to you and it's like, "Oh, what's your dog's name?" It's like, "That's my dog Frank." It's like, "Oh, hey Frank." And you pet his little head. It's like, cool.
Doug also works, I feel like, for a dog, but
'Cause it sounds
not
like
like
dog.
that's true. But like if you try to call him like Douglas or something, I don't know, that could also be kind of cute. I don't know. Some human names are okay, some aren't. I feel like I wouldn't have named my dog Brittany. You know, that's a little too human, but like our dog's name is Salvador. That's a human name. He's named after Salvador Dali.
Yeah. Technically, Salvador's full name is Salvador Doggy, so we don't call him that.
TJ is definitely not Brazilian. He doesn't barely have a butt.
No.
So.
Cornelius is a.
Yeah, Franklin the turtle.
Someone asked if we named it after Cornelius Fudge once. We're like, who the fuck would name it
Yeah.
after Cornelius Fudge?
My
For their
old
cat?
boss asked me that. She said, "Oh, is it named after Cornelius Fudge?"
Like,
She was such a dumb bitch too, so I'm not surprised. She was obsessed with Harry Potter.
But like, even if you're like a Harry Potter fan, like, no one would ever name their
Right.
fucking pet after Cornelius Fudge. He's like a bureaucrat,
I feel like you would say that if you weren't a Harry Potter fan.
right?
And like you didn't know
And you
who
just
he,
liked the
like
name.
he's such a boring
Yeah.
person in the story. Like who would name anything
Yeah,
after
like the
that?
whole thing's like he's supposed to be like a hapless, do-nothing politician that sucks. Like no one's gonna name something after that. I mean, Cornelius is a cool name.
I think
But
he's
mostly his
more
name is-
named after the Planet of the Apes Cornelius.
I feel like
Because that's who I was like kind of dreaming about when I named him.
was it? Oh yeah, that's right. Chelsea kind of sleep named him.
Yeah, I named him in my sleep.
It was like he was like bothering her. We hadn't named him yet, and she's like, "Cornelius, get the fuck off me."
No, I'll tell you exactly what
Okay.
happened.
Go ahead.
I was sleeping, and it was when Cornelius was a kitten and was quarantined away from the other pets, so he exclusively stayed in our room. And I pretty much always sleep naked. So this fucking kitten, he bit us all the time when he was a kitten, and it fucking hurt. He came up while I'm sleeping and literally chomped down on my nipple. And I fucking screamed, and you ran in, and you were like, what happened? And I was like half asleep, and I was like, Cornelius fucking bit my nipple. And you were like, Cornelius? And then I fell back asleep. That's how he got his name. So yeah, that's how that happened.
But now he's really more corn pops.
Yeah, we pretty much call him Corn Pop. Unless he's in trouble, I call him Corn
So for a
Pops.
while, he used to be like a bunch of corn things, like corn on the cob, corn this, corn that, corn pone, etc.
Cornbread, Corn Pop, or no, he wasn't Corn Pop until the Joe Biden shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, then the Joe Biden thing with his fucking cockroaches and hairy legs and Corn Pop story came out, and it was just too perfect.
Well, I mean, like I just started calling him corn pop more and more, and it like eventually just took over and became like the only thing I called him.
And he pretty much knows his name is Corn Pop at this point.
Right. So even though his name is technically Cornelius, I think his name is really corn pop.
And since he's such a bad cat, he's a bad dude, you know? It
Yeah.
just fit too well. I never did
He's like,
punish him with a length of chain or anything, though. Maybe that would get him in line.
and then Squeaks is just Squeaks.
Yeah, I hate Squeaks' name. Paul named
It
Squeaks.
doesn't even match our other pets.
No, we have Salvador and Cornelius and Squeaks. Well, TJ wanted to name him Alvarez, which I liked because we could have had Sal and Al, and they both look a lot alike. Like obviously one's a dog
Color-wise.
and one's a cat, but they're both like tuxedo. Like
Yeah.
they're mostly black, but have like white chests and on their face and their little feet.
So that would have been cool. But whatever. Alvarez.
Socks is such a basic bitch cat name. I'm sorry.
Should have named him Socks.
I like Squeaks better than Socks. He just called him Squeaks because he was always squeaking when he was little because he's a very vocal cat. And I told him, I was like, he's not going to sound like he's squeaking forever. That's just because he's little. Now it's more like he screams. So technically, if that's why we named him Squeaks, he should be Screams. But you can't really name a thing Screams because that just sounds like a horror cat.
Horror cat.
Come here,
And Cornelius is the horror cat.
Yeah. Squeaks is actually really sweet.
Yeah. But very annoying sometimes.
He cuddles with me every night. And he likes to purr a lot and be held like a little baby. Oh my god, it was so cute. And we had to board all the pets when we were in California. And Sal did great. Like, he loves going to boarding places and playing with all the people and the dogs and everything. They had a pool and stuff for him. He was having a blast. Like, when they brought Sal out to us when we picked him up, Sal was excited to see us. But then after he said hello and everything, he went back to the door like, okay, time to go back and play, right? And we're like, no, sorry, bud, we gotta take you home. Squeaks did a terrible job. Like, he was anxious the entire time. I knew he was going to be anxious because he has pretty bad separation anxiety. But he was just anxious the entire time we were gone. I felt so bad. And we got a corn pop out. Corn pop's easy as cake. Like, he'll go in his crate willingly. He doesn't care. But they could not get Squeaks in the crate, and he was running all around the cat room, and they couldn't get him. So they came back out and asked me to help. So I went in the cat room, and Squeaks is like darting all around, and then he's hiding in the corner. And I'm like, Squeaks, Squeaks, it's me, it's okay. And he just looked up at me, like turned around, looked up at me. And immediately his like eyes got like wider, like less like intense. They just got wider. It was like, oh shit, it's mom. And I just picked him up, and he just like clung to me and just started purring so loud. It was the sweetest thing.
Oh.
And I tried to put him in his crate to take him home, and he was just like pulling on my shirt like, no, I finally have my mom back. It was so fucking sweet. That cat really loves me.
Yeah.
My dog's name is Sky, but has evolved into Scooby Wobs.
Scooby Wobs? What?
Oh, Scobby Wobs.
Oh, Scobby Wobs? What?
I don't know.
Doesn't make sense.
I like Sky, but yeah, there's all kinds of names.
Yeah, sometimes the name just doesn't stick completely. It like transforms.
Yeah, Squeaks pretty much gets called Squeaks, but he's also
Squeaky,
Squex.
Squex, Squeckerton.
The reason he's Squex is because his microchip, they like spelled his name wrong when typing in the information that gets scanned like on his microchip. So his microchip says his name is Squex. Because they forgot to put the A. So.
Squeck.
And that kind of evolved into some other things like Squeckerton.
Yeah, sometimes I call him that.
So Squeckerton.
Well,
So.
It sounds more in line with our other animals.
Yeah. Maybe we should just put that as his real name on paper.
Squeckerton.
Cornelius Salvador and Squeckerton.
Squeckerton.
Your belly
Yeah.
Oh, but baby.
I wouldn't mind getting another sandwich, but we go with this.
Squex the Obliterator. Yeah, I love that sandwich place, but I don't want to like wear it out.
Sure, we go somewhere else.
We just got a Jersey Mike's, which is nothing fancy, but holy shit, it's the best sandwich place in town.
Yeah. I mean,
We never get anything new here, and we barely have anything to choose from as it is, so it's always really exciting when we get like one new store.
whoa, something new. And then sometimes it's disappointing. Like we got a Chipotle a while back. Like,
Oh.
yes, Chipotle.
I know, we're so excited for that
Yes.
Chipotle. It's so bad.
And
It's
like
the worst
fucking
Chipotle
Chipotle
you've
in the
ever
goddamn
been to.
country. We definitely have like the worst Chipotle here ever.
I heard they've kind of gone
It's
downhill
kind of sad, to be
overall,
honest.
but
Maybe that's true then. I don't know.
yeah, like I literally had undercooked rice. It was like crunchy, and then I went to take it back and told them, and they like gave me an attitude about it. I'm like, can I just have a new one? Like, there's crunchy rice. Like, I used to work here. I know what it's supposed to be like, you know? And they're like, ah.
Yeah.
And then they try to give me the same rice in the same batch. I'm like, no, you gotta make new rice.
Fucking Karen.
Yeah.
There needs to be like a reverse Karen for like situations where the people that are doing the service are the pieces of shit, because that's definitely the case.
A lot of the time.
Like, a lot.
A lot of the time.
But like now, every time you treat one of these motherfuckers like even the least bit bad or whatever, or like ask them to do their jobs right, it's like you're like a Karen now.
If you complain at all, it's like, oh, that's a Karen.
One of those. It's like, no, actually, in this instance, it's pretty fucking justified. You fucked up.
Yeah, which.
Well, I don't get paid enough. It's like, I agree, but that's not my problem. So.
I've worked at fucking so many service food places. Like, I know it sucks. I know, believe me. But you still gotta try. You still gotta try to act like you don't hate your life.
I don't even care if you act like you hate your life, but you gotta serve me fucking edible food. So.
I agree. Well, part of that is like caring about what you're doing.
It's like sometimes someone will like serve you something and you just like look at it and like you're just like, well, this person just like doesn't give a fuck about this at all.
Yeah.
So it's like whatever. I'm gonna just kick the shit out of them, but I don't.
Well,
I'm a nice person, but I want to.
TJ's less likely to complain than I am too.
That's true. I'm just like pretty much won't come back.
Yeah.
Like if you fuck up that bad, it's like, well, I ain't coming here again. Not that they care. They're probably fucking happy that I won't, but whoever owns the business probably ain't too happy about it.
Chirole sounds like a good name.
Chirole?
I don't know.
The fuck is that?
No Nando's? I don't know what you're talking about, bro. You, my fave couple ever. Only wish you had more mobile to portrait view. Oh, moved. Yeah, I know. The thing is I started this as like a single person stream, and then TJ joined, but YouTube doesn't let you switch.
I feel like it used to. Your battery's low.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hungry.
Well, TJ's tumbly is rumbling.
Hungry.
I'm
hungry. I'm gonna eat you if you don't get me some food, Chelsea.
Yeah, you guys know what I mean. This is fucking portrait mode, whatever. Anyway, this was fun. We'll try to do it again. I know I'm really bad about streaming, but
I'll make her do it soon. Try to get her to do it at least a couple weeks.
It's hard when you're depressed. Look, I had 33 people and 33 likes.
Damn, one left already, bastards.
Alright, well, don't forget to thumbs up.
Thumbs it up, everybody.
Bye,
Love
guys.
you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you so much.